Good day, everyone who is listening to this podcast today. My name is Kulalem Kwamubi. Welcome to this episode of Ethics in Media, where we break down some of the most provocative media moments and discuss them through the lenses of ethics. In today's episode, I will be divining into a recent disagreement involving Karo schools. Karo found itself under the fire of racial insensitivity marketing campaign involving a primary school career day event. Introduction. So sets the stage. Karo marketing campaign appeared to be a simple career day event. However, the way it showed race, specifically a black child in a cashier role and white children in a higher status professional roles, sparked disagrees. In countries like South Africa, where the history of racial inequality is deeply ingrained, this kind of representation can carry heavy social implications, even though Caro's claimed the parents had approved the use of the images. Public responses focused on the broader ethical issues of racial insensitiveness, fairness, and power of the media in shaping perceptions. In my discussion about this podcast, I will evaluate the case through three ethical lenses. The first one is meta-ethical theories, the second one is normative ethics, and the last one is the legal stipulation. Firstly, I will discuss under meta-ethical variables. I will discuss two of the meta-ethical theories. Meta-ethical analysis helps us to explore deeper questions about the nature of ethics itself. I'll use two meta-ethical theories. The first one is cultural relativism and utilitarianism. I'll start about cultural relativism. This theory suggests that ethical standards are culturally based, meaning that what is considered morally may vary depending on the context. If I evaluate Caro's marketing campaign under this lens, one could argue that since South Africa has a painful racial history, the sensitiveness to a race and portrayal in the media is discriminating. Therefore, from a cultural relative perspective, Caro's actions were unethical at all, as they did not take into account the broader cultural concepts sensitiveness surrounding race in South Africa. The second theory is utilitarianism. This theory evaluates actions based on the overall happiness or harm they produce. Applying this theory to the case of the Karo School Day event, the images clearly caused the public violence and hurt feelings among those who perceive them as reinforcing racial stereotypes from utilitarian perspective. The harm caused to the public by perpetuating negative racial narratives overweight any potential benefits of the campaign, making the actions unethically under this framework. In summary, both meta-ethical theories suggest that marketing campaign was unethical at all, either due to the cultural context or the harm it caused. Under normative ethics, I will refer to two policies that were violated and sustained by the professional in the case study. Under normative variables. Now let's move on the normative ethics, especially focusing on the professional codes that guide advertising and the media professionals. In this concept, I will focus on unacceptable advertising and honesty. I will start about unacceptable advertising. According to South African Advertising Code of Practice, advertising should avoid content that is harmful, offensive, or discrimination. By Caro's campaign branch these principles, as is carried implicit racial hierarchies that can be harmful to viewers, particularly in diverse social like South Africa. The imagery reinforces stereotype, making the campaign unethically under the principles of unacceptable advertising. Let's move to the second one, which is honesty. Advertising also needs to be honest, not misleading in a way. While this principle might seem less applicable, the deceptiveness here from subtle messages behind the imaginary, even if unintended, the portrayal of children in these roles could mislead audiences into accepting outdated racial stereotypes by not considering the broader social implications of their campaign. Caro's marketing team failed to upload the honesty in how presenting the students. From a normative perspective, Caro's campaign violated these two important ethical standards, making the conduct unethically under the codes of government advertising professionals. Under the legal stipulation, I will talk about two laws that were violated. First one is the freedom and security of the person. Under Section 12 of the South African Constitution, everyone has the right to freedom and security, which includes protection from regarding treatment by posting images that appear to degrade the black child by casting them in a stereotypical role. Caros may have violated the rights, although not by casting them. Stereotypical Caro may have violated the rights, although to formal legal charges were filed. The perception of harm, the child dignity, and constitution of the branch of the rights. A right to equality, that is the second one. Right to equality. Section 9 of the Bill of Rights guarantees equal of prohibits unfair discrimination. The portrayal of the children based on the outdated racial hierarchies could be seen as discriminatory, especially in the context of South African censorship. Although Caro's not the legal perspective and campaign may have violated the spirit of the law by presenting racial bias. While no formal charges were brought against Caro, their actions were legally questionable under these constitutional rights, further complicating the ethicality of their campaign. To summarize what I have said about this case study, the campaign reinforced a harmful racial stereotypes, violating professional advertising codes, and may have infringed upon key constitutional rights to dignity and equality unlimitedly. This case serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of the sensitiveness, especially when dealing with racial representation in the media. I would like to thank everyone who is listening to this podcast. I will thank you so much, and thanks for this opportunity to do this podcast. Thank you so much.